Hello, Soazig. Today I'm talking with Soazig Metrope. Let me know if I'm spelling your name correctly.
Yes, it's perfect.
Thank you very much for joining us on Mental Talks for All today, special in this stressful time of COVID-19. First of all, please, would you please let us know a little bit about you what you are doing now?
Yes, I'm not really doing anything that I used to last year. When we met, I was working on the European Mental Health Festival in Dublin, and up until last July, I was working on another mental health national campaign we have in Ireland called the Green Ribbon. So, like, people wear like a little green ribbon on their chest just to raise awareness about mental health stigma and challenge prejudice to do in relation to mental health. So that's what I was doing. At the moment, well, I'm looking for work. Like, I was working part-time in the Conservatory of Drama in Dublin, and obviously all my shifts have been suspended because of COVID. And I am obviously still very motivated about raising awareness about mental health, and I'm volunteering with the ISPCC, which is the Irish Society for Children's Protection, and I'm volunteer. I'm training with them at the moment to work on their child line services, to answer the phone and calls from children from the age of, I think, 4 to 18, and I'm considering next year either doing an HDip in psychology. I'm really interested in developmental psychology and neurodevelopment. So I'm applying for that, and potentially also a master's in equality studies. So this is where I'm at right now. But I'm really missing working actively on what I'm passionate about.
How are you experiencing this in your life, this COVID-19 thing?
Yeah, so I think at the very start, when we started having to be confined in Ireland, I think it was an improvement on my daily life. So it's going to sound weird because a lot of people are really going through a transition phase and a little bit of a shock for, changing their own habits. But for me, it doesn't change significantly. And in fact, because people have been reaching out so much and calling and finding out how you're doing and needing to talk, then people are a lot more reaching out to me a lot more than they usually would. So I've had a much more active social life than I've had in years, really. And so I'm kind of learning new social skills now. And yeah, so it's fine, but I had to, I also, I suppose it's given me the time and the focus to think about how to manage my time. Like, a lot of people are struggling with, the lack of structure in their day, and I struggle with that as well. So so I've kind of tried to create a plan with the help of other people. I'm not on my own with this, but try to implement a daily structure of what to do, when to get up, and taking regular breaks, this kind of thing, because you can easily let time slip.
Some kind of routine, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's really important.
Soazig, changing a little bit. Do you feel there in your country where you're staying now, are there any rules concerning mental health issues, helping people, like lines on video calls or things to help people?
I haven't heard of anything specific. Like the only thing that I would say is that in the media now we're talking about mental health a lot more. So mental health is really brought into the daily conversation in articles a lot. Like there's an awful lot of organization, corporation, and companies organizing webinars to do with mental health and how to manage stuff during COVID, and how to look after after your own mental health while you're either out of work or working remotely, and how can you manage your own anxiety and stress that you so there's quite a lot of this.
In your opinion, they are doing it right, the right way to contact people, to make people talk, to help?
Well, this is not a government thing now. Those are all different organizations doing their own thing. I suppose to, well, first of all, to keep their customers engaged with what they do, and because it's relevant. So, you know, there are different reasons why those things are happening.
Of course.
Like in relation to the government, I haven't heard anything. So it's, you know, I don't want to say that nothing's happening because I'm just not aware of it. Other than it's usually the regular directions about, you know, protection, which is like keeping social distancing, all this stuff. It's not really, I haven't really seen from the government, I haven't seen any major information or engagement to do with people's mental health. I think it tends to focus more on the don't get contaminated or try
of course,
to be responsible
for everyone.
Be responsible.
And there is not a psychologist line or something to help someone.
There are plenty of mental health helplines, but I don't think there is one specific one or a new one that has been created for this specifically. But that's interesting though, because that could be. But I'd say now the helplines are usually facilitated by voluntary organization. So I'd say they're probably getting a lot more calls than they would have usually. Because
so it's not at all about the government. They are doing nothing concerning.
From a mental health point of view, I'm not aware of anything.
Of nothing. Okay. Soazig, what is your biggest fear or concern at this time, when, at least I think, we have no idea where we are going on and when this is going to end?
To be honest, I'm not thinking of the future because I can't. So I'm like, in my head, I tend to think that it's going to last a lot longer than we're being told. Because I think, you know, whether or not, you know, the government or, you know, just people in general in power, they're finding out, as we are as well, like they're learning on a day-to-day basis what it's like, and things change all the time and you get new information all the time. So I just feel that what we're being told today, or, you know, what we were told 2 weeks ago will change within a couple of days and several times a week. So, like in my head, I'm thinking that it's probably gonna go on until June or July. This is what I'm thinking. Like the government here is going to start lifting the ban, like for people to go outside on the 6th of May. I know in France it's on the 11th of May, so we're kind of all talking about roughly the same time. But I think realistically that transition or that process is gonna go over probably a couple of months, I would say, just to be on the safe side.
So you are living one day at a time and try not to think a little too much about this?
No, I can't. I have no control over anything. So I can't, like, I know, I'm in a different situation though, because I am getting the government pandemic payment. The government issued a specific payment when you lose your job, or when your salary has been suspended because you have no shift, this kind of thing. So I'm benefiting from that, which is some kind of security blanket.
Yes, of course. But there are a lot of people are going to employment, and this is going to be a tough days in the future, in the near future. I don't know how it's going to happen there, but
it is extremely worrying. But I again, like we, and for some people, like families particularly, it's going to be extremely tough. And I'm not really sure what to say to that. I think people are better, individuals, I think, are better, and communities are better at providing each other's support. And I find that a lot of local communities are better at finding out ways of supporting and helping each other than...
You know, people are getting closer, even they are with this social distance. But do you feel this?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a big kind of a big impulse to to reach out to others, and to and for a lot of people to feel I want to be useful for others as well, because I don't have any particular immediate needs compared to others, like old people particularly, who live either in old people's home, care homes, or who live alone, and it's really hard for them to be isolated without seeing their family. So yes, I do think that people take really nice initiative and really important initiatives. But the reality, the economic reality, is going to be, it's probably going to be disastrous. And like, I have no idea how this is going to play out.
We can't, not for now.
Yeah.
Let's change a little bit the subject. Soazig, please, would you let us know, please, what you are reading now or listening to help you cope with these days? Does this help you, reading and listening to the radio or listening to music? Does this help you to cope with this isolation?
Yeah, no, it definitely helps. Well, it helps to break down the time and to take your thoughts away from yourself, and to switch off from your own, going crazy with your own thoughts going around in your head.
And you just can't control it.
Yeah, you need to make a break or somehow, like, but yeah, I do listen to, on the radio, I listen to a lot of classical music. This is what I do. I have I have a list of different programs that I listen to regularly. Podcasts, I particularly like history podcasts, and they only last half an hour, and I really enjoy that. I am not able to read anything because I have no books with me, and obviously I can't buy any. I could order some. I haven't ordered any yet. But what I've been doing, though, I have been listening to audiobooks that are free online that I found on YouTube. So recently I've listened to the name of the Rose by Umberto Eco.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, which was a film I watched whenever I was young. Like, it came out in the mid 80s. Yeah.
Never heard the book.
Oh, you never heard of the book?
Never heard an audiobook.
Oh, an audiobook. Yeah. And it's actually really good, but it's obviously it's hard to focus on an audiobook as much as you would with something else. So it's almost more to have something in the background, like, I'm not going to be sitting to listen to an audiobook. So so I'm listening to that, and I'm really enjoying it. I've started, because I finished The Name of the Rose. I'm listening to Moby Dick now. They're only classics. They're only really old classics. I'm not into modern literature that much. And yeah, sorry, what was your question again?
And now we're just missing music, I heard. Films. Are you seeing anything now?
Yeah, I haven't really
watching to Netflix. I don't know. Everyone talks about Netflix and so.
Oh yeah, I don't have a Netflix account myself. But I do have loads of DVDs at home, and there are things available on the internet. But if anybody wants to look it up, I'm a big fan of animation, and I absolutely loved a few years ago Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. I'm just a big comic book fan. So yeah, so I think I would really enjoy watching it again. And one of my favorite films as well is Singing in the Rain. So this is kind of like a really feel good movie that
Yes,
I would
indeed.
recommend.
You're very classical, Soazig.
I am super
Eu faço
classical. I'm
clássica.
so old-fashioned.
It's not the same, okay? Not the same. Soazig Metrope, thank you so much for being with us in this MTalks for all today. Have a nice time and
Thank
stay
you very
safe.
much, Anna.
Thank you
And
so much.
good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
well.
Bye.
Bye.